Hi, how we doing? I can see I've got Roscoe and Nancy here, so hello to you two lovely people. Hope that you're doing okay. Nancy, I feel like I've not seen you in a while. Although I think I might have seen you in Gerald's live just over an hour ago. But I've not spoke to you in ages, so it's lovely to see you. I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, been a while since I've seen you. Apologies that I wasn't live last week. Like last week was when I wasn't feeling very well. It's kind of a loaded with a cold. The week before, can't remember if I went live the week before because I was down at the Tabby conference that weekend. Can't remember. Who knows? Anyway, it's been a while if I've seen you. I'm sorry. Lovely to be here and lovely to see you today. We've got the lovely Debbie here as well, and we've got Gerald. So Nancy says, it took a bit of time away from social media. Great to be back. It's lovely to have you back, Nancy. Sometimes you just need that, don't you? You need that little bit of time to like disconnect so you can connect again, kind of thing. But no, I'm happy to see you. And I hope you're doing well. How is everybody anyway? Has everybody had a good week so far? Hello, Luna. I've got stuff to tell you, stuff to share with you. I suppose first I should I'll talk to you about Tabby, the Tabby conference. So Tabby is the Tarot Association of the British Isles. They had their annual conference not last weekend, the weekend before, I think it was. And it was really, really good. Had such a good time, thoroughly enjoyed it. It's made me want to go down to London for the UK Tarot conference down there. But I've got, so if anyone knows me, you know that I don't like take pictures and stuff. But what I've done is I've like basically gone in and stolen a bunch of other people's pictures from Facebook, so as that I could share with you. Let me see. I don't want that to show. Oh, that'll do. Let me share my screen. Oh, hello, Luna. Can we help you? Little Luna's being needy. Right, share screen. Oh, but first, let me say hi to everyone. Apox says, hi all. Hi, Apox. It's lovely to see you. Lovely to meet you. I don't think I've seen you before. And Donna, did I say hi to you already? I don't think I did. I think I missed you, Donna. Hi, Donna. How are you? Yeah, she is. She's a wee pain in the backside, mind you, but she's lovely. Right, I want to share. Is this the share button? Share screen. And I just really want to. This is what I want to share with you. There we go. So these are just a bunch of pictures. As I say, I didn't take any of them. I've just kind of taken them from, like, there's a Facebook group, and I've just taken a select few off of the Facebook group. So this was like a big group picture that we did kind of at the end. It wasn't at the end. It was after Jenna. Jenna Matlin. Got her book there. Should know her name. She did one of the talks, and she was the only one that zoomed in to do her talk. So we took a big group picture whilst she was on the screen. So there you can see me. For some reason, I'm awkwardly looking over to the side. I don't know how well you can see that. That's a kind of a smaller group picture. So that's me, and that's Chris Butler and Ken Payne. They did the Hecate Path, Oracle of the Hecate Path, was it? and Janine, lovely Janine. Janine was the chair of Tabby. She's now stepped down, but it's Janine that kind of organises everything and that puts on the show, and she's absolutely fantastic and such a lovely person. Janine Worthington, so she's done tarot decks with her dad. She's done the In Between Tarot, I'm sure. And Andrea Asti, who you might have seen on Simon's channel, he's done some tarot, Lenormand, and he's currently doing a magazine called the Discombobulator, I think it's called. So look out for that. That's Janine beside the screen. This was the kind of a tables where you could buy stuff. So I did spend some pennies, and I've got stuff here to show you that I got. But you can see Ken there, you can see Cashlyn and John, and Andrea, and then further down there's some other folks selling stuff. See me concentrating in the background there. But so I was at we called it the fun table, so you can see Marion, Leslie, Stevie, and that's Christopher Hughes, who's got his kind of a back to us. Chris and Ken, and there's a better view of the whole room there. And you see me right up on the screen. It looks as though I'm fed up, but I'm not. I'm just concentrating. See, that was the awards, so the Carter Awards. So our very own amazing, lovely Malamir won first runner-up for her beautiful deck, the Cat Aura Tarot. I'm kind of holding it up to my camera. For the best independently produced deck, or something like that. But yeah, first runner-up, which was amazing. She did fantastic. There's Christopher with his Yuletide Tarot. So Christopher did a talk, and then afterwards we were pulling cards and stuff. And Marion, you can see Marion's whispering to Christopher there, and that's because Christopher had asked her, right, what was your question? And she says, "Come here till I whisper it to you." But at that very moment, someone snapped a picture, so I found that quite amusing. Christopher, so Gerald, you're here. Christopher could give you a run for your money with those fan warps. It was really fun. Like, there was a few people that were there, but like you see, Chris has got the electric fan around his neck. Marion and Ken both had electric fans. You can see Marion there, and then Christopher just came up with this massive fan that made the biggest warp noise. It was amazing, absolutely fantastic. Obviously, I had to get a picture of the food. And yeah, someone, of course, got a picture of me doing a riffle shuffle. Oh, yeah, that was it. There's me and Marion showing off the, the programme, and Stevie in the background as well. So yeah, that was some of the pictures from Tabby. We had an absolutely fantastic time, as I say. Let's see, I'll stop sharing that now. Met some amazing people, lots of lovely people. And yeah, I wish I could do that every weekend, It's girls. Sorry, I'm trying not to shout because I'm aware that I need them. Hang on, I'm mute and shout at them. Honestly. On a kind of a rough week, one of my dogs became ill. Oh no, oh poor pup. Oh, poor wee soul. I hope that they're on the mend. It just worries you so much when they become sick, doesn't it? Yeah, Roscoe says it's horrible when one of our fur babies isn't well. Big hugs. Marita's here. Hi, Marita. Do, 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 do. Loved Ken and Chris's deck. Yes. I think that's meant to be an emoji, but I can't see it on StreamYard. Hang on. I've got the actual Facebook chat. Oh, it's a fanthorp emoji. Of course that is. You were so concentrated on that shuffle. Yeah, I know. I take my riffle shuffling very seriously, Donna, as you know. Just you. Sorry. Just like you take your reverse cards very seriously. Hi, Tony. How you doing? Yeah, you lip reading. That's exactly what I said to them. So the dogs that she's doing well at the moment. The prognosis might not be good. We see the vet again tomorrow morning. Okay. Keep it. Let us know, Donna. But I'll be thinking about you, and I hope that she's okay. Yes, that's exactly what I said. Luna, be quiet. Dog daddy's face. Because we've got a big, massive bay window, and anytime like they've obviously got people and dogs that they don't like, and anytime somebody walks by, they just bark extremely loudly. Now, I've spoken to all my neighbours that are kind of living around about me, and they've all assured me that they don't hear barking, but I don't understand how they don't. So it's mortifying, so it is. It's embarrassing, and I've just wished they wouldn't, because there's no need for it. Like, you would think we were under attack. Hey, Deanne, here to hang out for a few before karate. It's lovely to see you. All learning to lip read, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I'm just telling them to be quiet and not saying anything stronger. Right, will I share some of the goodies that I got from the Tabby conference? Who wants to see some stuff? Let's see, I've got a big bag here. So Marion told me, bring a suitcase, you'll need it. Like, you'll need lots of room. Did I heed Marion's warning? What do we think? No. Did I fuck? I didn't. I thought, I'll be fine. I'll just take my backpack with some clothes in it. I'm only going for a couple of days, and I'll be able to get a few decks in there. That'll be fine. And when I was going down, I went to M&S Food and got this wee bag for life, which is just as well I did, because I came back up with it absolutely jam-packed full of stuff. I know for future that I should A, just listen to Marion and do what she tells me, but B, I need to think ahead and make sure I've got plenty of space for paraphernalia on the way home. Oh, that sounds weird. For tarot decks. So yeah, I just about I have apparently I've discovered that I've got the packing skills of a serial killer, because I managed to pack everything that I got into this bag in my backpack, but let me tell you, it was there wasn't everything was thought out, where everything was sitting and all that. Like I say, everything was jam-packed full, and the day before, on the Saturday, I was like, I'm going to have to go to Primark and buy a suitcase for the journey home. I genuinely didn't think I had room. But thankfully, as I say, I managed to pack everything in. So I will share with you. Typical man packing, says Tony. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. I'm going to show you everything I got. It's probably not going to be in any particular order, though. I'm not going to, like, there's some stuff that's still sealed. I'm not going to bother opening because there's probably too much to go through. But if anyone sees anything, you know that if you see anything and you'd like to see a walkthrough, then just let me know and hound me. Keep chasing me until I do it, because I'm probably going to forget if you just say it the once. But if there's something that you really want to see, then definitely keep letting me know and I will do a walkthrough for you. So where is my, let me just see here. Yes, it is. That's okay for now. I might switch to the other one if the way that's cutting out starts to annoy me. But yeah, so there was some kind of a goodies that we got free. So they everyone had like a goodie bag on their seat when we got there. So got Legend of the Sleepy Hollow tarot. Luckily, I didn't double up on anything. I didn't get anything that that I already had, which was quite good. There is tarot cats. Fournier deck. Not one that I've seen before or was aware of. Looks like a cat themed Marseille when you look at that looks like the magician card, doesn't it? The Marseille magician. Chris Butler kind of gave me this because he was having to be very conservative with space and like the decks that he was taking. So he got this in his bag, but he didn't want to take it, so he gave it to whoever wanted it, and I got it. Steel Wizard Tarot. The Mushroom Spirit Oracle. I don't turn the light on so you can actually see things. Let's see. The rest, I think I bought. So so fucking hell, man. They're going absolutely bonkers apeshit. Anyway, so as I was saying, I went to some of the some of the tables that were the creators that were selling things, and bought some stuff from some people. From John Matthews, I got I don't know why I took that off because you don't see what it is, the Fool's New Journey Tarot. So that's opened because he very kindly signed the book for me. And yeah, Simon's done an excellent walk through this deck. So check that out if you want to see a walkthrough. You know, if you just want to see the cards. But like I say, if you want me to do a walkthrough, if you want to hear my thoughts and whatnot, then yeah, just let me know. But yeah, Fool's New Journey Tarot. It's that really nice like card stock, like a proper card slinger's card stock. This. It's basically like a 60 card majors only deck. So it's like a majors only plus kind of. Yeah, it's different. So that's the Fool's New Journey Tarot that I got from John Matthews, who created it with Charles Newington. And from his wife, Cashlin, I got what's underneath some stuff. Bear with me. So Cashlin with Anastasia Cashin. 2 seconds. Let's see if we can find it quickly. Yeah, Anastasia Cashin. So a few years ago now, I bought this Dinosaur de Marseille, Dinosaur de Marseille tarot. I've done a walkthrough of it. If anyone wants to check it out, but it's quite a cool deck. As you can see, it's a Marseille, but dinosaur themed Marseille. And I mean, it's not a deck that I pick up very often. I didn't really know anything about the creator. I certainly didn't realise that. So Anastasia, who I was talking, or Anastasia, I think she pronounces it, who I'd been talking to on like the Friday evening when I got there, and throughout the day on the Saturday, talking away to her, lovely, lovely woman. And I didn't realise that she created this deck. It wasn't until I went to joining Cashlin's table that this was on it, and it all clicked into place. So anyway, Cashlin and Anastasia have created a Sibylla. So Sibylla is it's a petit jeu, so it's kind of like Lenormand and Kipper, but it's its own thing. It's a 52 card deck, and it's not one that's got like hundreds and hundreds that I'm aware of, hundreds and hundreds of different, like there's not loads and loads and loads of Sibylla decks. Like there's a few that you can get your hands on, and I think most, if not all of them, up until this point, have been in Italian. But this is, I think, they say it's the first, English Sibylla deck, and I'm obsessed. Like I'm loving this. Cashlin and Anastasia did a talk. One of the talks they did, and it was on the Sibylla, and it was like a primer into Sibylla. So I'll show you some of the cards because they're really, really nice. The artwork's beautiful. Let me zoom in a wee bit actually, so as you can see it properly. There we go. So I don't think this is released in yet. It might be, but I'm not sure. But yeah, the artwork is the colors are beautiful. I don't think the screen's really doing it much justice, but they're really, really nice. But I love how the deck reads. Like it's the Sibylla's called something, and it's an Italian word for chatterboxes or little chatterboxes. They're basically like wee gossips. Sibylla isn't like, it's not esoteric. It's not like kind of I suppose it's kind of like Lenormand in that way, and that it's just straight to the point. But yeah, forget what the word is for the little chatterboxes. Anyway, that's the deck. Of course, because it's Cashlin, there's a massive, fantastic book that's got like a kind of like, if anyone's got the Arthurian tarot, like there's exercises, and basically you can do like it's like a year-long course on learning the Sibylla. And as part of the talk, they also kind of gave us this kind of a cheat sheet type thing that gives you the the upright and reverse meanings. In Sibylla, you do read reverse cards. What they said is that you have to. It's not really avoidable. And I can kind of see why, because like you would totally miss out on, as much as there is balance, there are some positive cards and some negative cards, you would completely miss out on a whole load of meanings if you were to only read it upright. So as you can see, I've got reversals shuffled in, and I've been practicing reading reversals. So yeah, this is kind of my new obsession, and I'm just loving it. But yeah, so it's a red feather deck. Amazing kind of a magnetic box. Yeah, I would definitely recommend getting this and checking it out. Really fun system. And just beautiful cards. And we all love beautiful cards, don't we? How many cards are there? In the Sibylla, there's 52. So you could, if you don't have a Sibylla just now and you wanted to like start practicing, you could just take a playing card deck. They all equate to the playing cards. Not shutting. There we go. But yeah, 52 cards. And then Andrea Asti. So I got some stuff from Andrea. So I went and got his book of Shadows Tarot, an alchemist's story. So Andrea's such a lovely guy, by the way, can I just say. He's Italian and he lives in England and just such a lovely person. So these are kind of some of the, again, I won't do a full walkthrough. I can do that, you know, if you want to see a walkthrough, I can do one, let me know. But just to give you a feel for the artwork, but such like really fun artwork, really fun art style, and really vibrant, beautiful colours. And it's a you know, a Smithwaite style deck. Backs are really cool as well. Andrea has done like he's got a YouTube channel, and he's done, there's a kind of a conversation between him and Stephen Bright, which was really good. I watched that last week. And you know, he's done other things as well. But definitely check him out. So that's the tarot deck, and then with the tarot, you get, oh hi Sonials, how you doing? You get the Book of Shadows, like the book. I'm going to zoom this out a wee bit more. So yeah, just as you can kind of get a feel for the size, that's a tarot card in their standard tarot size. And Andrea did sign this for me. It's really cool. That's his signature. So it kind of like, it puts me in mind of the, what does it put me in mind of? You know, the Deviant Moon, the big kind of a tarot book, a big coffee table tarot book. That's what it puts me in mind of. You get definitely like that's comic book style. And then there's obviously like there's a section where it kind of takes you through, you know, the divination. I'm sure there's the actual, it functions as the, you know, the book of interpretations for the cards. There we go. So absolutely fantastic and really unique piece of work, I think. So talented, such a lovely guy, quite eccentric, but in the best way. Yeah, I would really like to meet Andrea again. I think that would be really good fun. He seemed quite keen to come up to Scotland, so I'm hoping one day he'll come up and we'll be able to meet, and that'll be nice. And Andrea's also done a Lenormand. Now this is sealed, but I am going to try and open this and show you some of the cards. So Andrea was telling me about this legend, which I hadn't heard before. She's basically, you know, Madame Lenormand, who didn't use Lenormand cards, but they were named after her. She was a famous fortune teller from Napoleon times, was it the 1700s or something? So her kind of a crypt, coffin, grave, whatever you call it, is in Paris somewhere. And there is a legend that if you take your Lenormand cards and lay them out on top of her crypt and go away and leave them overnight and come back in the morning and get them, they'll be charged with Madame Lenormand's energy. So if I ever find myself in Paris, then that's definitely something I'm going to have to do. As you can see, I'm struggling here. Sorry, I'm conscious I'm not paying much attention to the chat. I'll catch up with it soon. I think that's the last thing that I've got to show you from Tabby. So you can see it's coffin shaped, and the cards are coffin shaped. I mean, look at that. It's a really thick, sturdy, hard box. So it is, and it's a magnetic closure that it's got. And again, I'll maybe give you like a comparison to tarot, just so as you can get a feel for what the size of these are. So they're kind of like obviously a lot smaller than tarot. They're coffin shaped, maybe a wee bit bigger than kind of a normal Lenormand size. Hang on, this is a Lenormand card that I've got. Yeah, about sizes with it, maybe a bit taller, but there's a lot of size cut off with the shape of them. So yeah, I'll zoom in and let you see some of them. So we've got the Rider. I'll maybe just quickly run through all of these. These are the bags. What does that say? Mors Carta. Mora Incerta, I think that is. Mors Carta Ora Incerta. Clover. The ship. The house. Tree. Beautiful tree. I love the shadow. Clouds. Snake. Obviously, you can see there's no titles on these. Coffin. And I think that's the lily. It might be the bouquet, actually, I'm not sure. Scythe. The whip. The birds. Looks like Angry Birds. Oh, what's this? What are you holding, my friend? I'm not too sure what that is. It's 13. Maybe the dog, because it looks like he's got a wee dog beside him, but I'm not sure. Box. Oh, child. Maybe it is the child, Trisha. And bear. Is that the sun? I don't think so. The sun's beside the moon. It's maybe the star. Stork. There's the dog there. The tower. 20. I'm not sure what that is. I would need to look it up. Mountain. I think that might be like path or crossroads, because, you know, the different signs. Nice. The heart. The ring. The book. Letter. Man. Woman. That's Lily. So yeah, the other one will have been the bouquet. We're in 31 and there's still quite a few to go. So this must be like a 52 card deck. Sun, the moon. Simon quite likes suns and moons with faces on them, so he would probably enjoy this. Simon might actually have this, I'm not sure. Key, the fish, scary fish, anchor, and cross. So that's your 36 Lenormand cards. This goes up to 52, yeah. So he's got a full 52, but I'm probably not going to know the titles of everything. Treasure chest, maybe? Chest. Oh, guns. Medals. The mirror. Broken mirror, look at that. Skeleton. Octopus. The bat. Butterfly or the moth. Oh, that looks like poison. Wardrobe. Compass. Magnifying glass. Fireplace, very nice. Timepiece. The safe and spider. My niece was when she was wee before, when she was learning to speak, she used to call spiders spider. That's why I said that. So yeah, that is the. Oh, I never even told you what it was called. It's the Ghastly Lenormand from the Grave by Andrea Asti. A moth. I don't think Simon has it. Then probably not. So yeah, those are my goodies from the Tabby conference. So I hope you enjoyed. Did anybody like that? Did anybody see any particular favourites? Anything you would like to see a walkthrough of? What are those like to shuffle? Oh, the Lenormands. Hang on 2 seconds, I'll try it and tell you. This is why people get tuck box rage, because there's always one. There we are. Okay, the shuffle for the Lenormands. What I'm going to do, you know me, I'm not an extra cards kind of guy, so when I'm using this, I'll probably just use the 36. So I will just shuffle the 36 and leave 37 to 52 aside. But yeah, overhand they seem okay. And then I wonder what they like to riffle shuffle. Yeah, they actually riffle shuffle quite well. It's quite a nice card stock. So yeah, shuffle well. But you could also shuffle it long ways. I've never been a long ways shuffler. I feel as though I'm doing like funny hands when I shuffle long ways. Let's see. So scythe and the whip. So repetitive cutting away of things, repetitive, like continually making quick decisions and like just split second, get it done type thing over and over and over again, despite the fact that it might be painful, it might be sore. Like it's like a glutton for punishment is probably the phrase I would use for these two. So yeah, there you go, the Ghastly Lenormand, and it is beautiful. Now I'm surrounded by tarot decks. What else is new? Right, let me catch up on the chat. Oh, we got that. I saw Deanne come in. Sleepy Hollow, just got it recently. Can't beat a shroom. I've not even opened the Mushroom Spirit Oracle. Yeah, I tell Marjorie to go to her bed and stay. Does that work for you? So yeah, like they've got crates. We crate them. Which sound like, if you've never been someone who's crated a dog, then it sounds cruel, but they actually love their wee crate. They're not wee, they're huge and they take up a lot of space in our living room. But they love their crates. It's like their wee safe space, and that's like where their beds are and stuff. And they'll just go lie in bed, lie in their crates, and they're quite happy there. But it's good because it means like if we're going out, we can create them if we need to, and we know that they're going to be safe, and they're quite happy. It means that like if they need, we don't put them in there for punishment, but if they need a time out, sometimes they just need a wee minute to chill out. That's really good for that because it's just a wee bit of them time, and they can chill and then come back out when they've calmed down. So yeah. Walkthrough, please, of the Sibylla. Sure, I was planning on doing that, but yeah, definitely, I'll do a walkthrough of the Sibylla. English language books for learning Sibylla are hard to come by for sure. Well, this is a Cashland Matthews English language learning book, so you know that it's going to be good. I've heard from Jamie that is an amazing book set. Yes, Reversal, says Donna. They're pretty backs. Yeah, they are. Let's see. I saw that from Apox. Sibylla can refer to several things, primarily a name and a legendary figure. It's a feminine name of Italian origin, derived from the ancient Greek Sibyl, meaning prophetess. Yeah. Hi, Trisha. That's the one. Yeah. Ciacerine. Chatterbox in Italian, yeah. And Sonials, I saw you come in, Sonials, but hi again. Tony's got the Lenormand. Really want his Gasly Lenormand, says Trisha. There's no way I'm leaving my deck overnight. What happens if it's procured by Sticky Fingers? I know. I mean, I think if I was going to do it, I would probably do it with a deck that I love, but that I would be able to replace easily if that did happen. So probably something like my Chino Marchetti, Gilded Reverie Lenormand. That one actually, gosh, what's it called again? Sweet Blossom Lenormand. This is one that I've kind of been using a lot lately and learning with. So yeah, I wouldn't do it with like an indie or what, I wouldn't do it with my Anaturian Lenormand. It would need to be one that I'd be able to replace easily. So no, I totally get what you mean. Be afraid that they'd be gone the next night. Yeah. Did you get the Granny Lenormand bookmark? Yeah, do you know? Yes, I definitely got. I'm sure I got several bookmarks. They are. Do you know that way when I was packing, everything had to be, like I was saying, packed within an inch of its life. So they're probably sitting in books somewhere. Actually, is that it? Yeah. It's there. So yeah, I did get it. And there's it's like stamps. Yeah. But yeah, they were sitting in my diary for safekeeping. Safekeeping even from me, because I almost forgot where they were apparently. Hi Tony, how you doing? What time are we on? Oh, we're on 9:45 already. Let's see, Coffin Crossroads. a moth. Don't think Simon has it then. Sibylla walkthrough, yep. Does it come with a book or is it an online PDF? And Tony's saying a hardback guidebook for Gaslight and Ormond. I don't know if I've got that unless that's I think that'll just be for the tarot. Hi Karen, how you doing? It's a dog's den, it's natural, a man-made dog cave, yeah. Kristen's here, hi Kristen. Yeah, I own one Lenormand, but I have no clue how to read with it. I'm kind of the same, Kristen. I'm trying to get better. I've been getting together with Jan, and we've been kind of practicing and stuff, and like when we're having wee get-togethers. So I'm trying to like practice and get better at it. But I'm definitely in the same boat as you. But I don't just have one Lenormand. I have a fair few, but in terms of not really knowing how to read it properly. The Mirror X Etsy store has Lenormand decks with all the keys printed on them. Is that kits? I need more Lenormand practice as well, says Donna. The keys, yeah. Yeah, that'd be quite handy. What I need is a Lenormand deck that has. So you know how Lenormand, a card can either be the subject or the modifier. I need something that has. I need a deck that has both the keywords for it being the subject and the keywords for it being the modifier printed on it. I've been trying to kind of put together for myself like a wee cheat sheet with both those, because that's what I struggle with. Like I can kind of get the gist of most of the cards generally, but it's knowing, sometimes it's difficult to know what they're saying when they're the modifier. But it's a practice makes perfect kind of a thing, isn't it? Momentaro, hi, how you doing? Let's see. I had some other stuff to share too. I got a couple of wee things from the heebie shop this week, so I was going to share that. I'll do that quick just now. So I got this beautiful. I actually got a set of like skull and crossbone earrings for Sandy, but I've given them to him. I don't have them here. I got this. It's like a red vein dice. It's quite heavy, so that's quite cool. Although I might give that to Sandy because he uses dice when he's playing games. This is like a wee crystal pyramid thing. I forget what the crystal is. It's not quartz, or that's certainly not what they called it. I forget what it's called, but I thought that was quite cool. And she was selling like different shapes. She was selling cubes as well. And she's like, Chris, that would go nice with your triangle. And I was like, oh, you're a temptress, go on then. But then somebody had already claimed it. So I took that as a sign that I should stop buying things. And then I got this beautiful rose quartz crystal skull. The rose is quite faint, but it is rose. But yeah, I got that to go on my friend for my wee gran. So yeah, I'm enjoying my wee crystal skulls. I've got this, and I've got a fire quartz. I've got a fire quartz one. That one's beautiful. The camera's not doing that justice at all. It's making it look kind of a icky orange, but it's actually not. It's like nice and bright, and against the white, it's beautiful. Let me turn the light off and see if that makes a difference. Kinda, but not really. But yeah, those are my goodies that I got from the heebie-jeebie shop. So yeah, spoiled myself this week. I also got some tarot decks from Well, I got the African tarot art. That's from Oneness Emporium. So this is one of the Debray decks. And let me quickly just show you. I think I first saw this on Queen Ossette's channel, or Yazgirl. These are the backs. I don't think she did a walkthrough. I think it was just she happened to be using it for one of her Kwanzaa videos. But the art style was beautiful. It really appealed to me. How cool is that? And then you can kind of see that the suits are all color coded. That is Rider-Waite Smith style. So you've got your wands. And cups. And then your sword or spears instead of swords. Oops. And pentacles or discs in this case. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting to use this. And it's beautiful cardstock. If you hold it to light, it looks as though it's linen, and I think it maybe is, but it's a really soft linen. Like you can't feel the linenness. You know, often with linen decks, it feels linenish. Well, this doesn't really. This does feel like soft matte, but yeah, really kind of pleased with this. Because I've actually wanted this for a couple of years, but because it was the Bry, you couldn't get it. But now Cheryl's stocking them, which is really handy. Yep. And then from Tarot by Peachy. So I've showed you before. I've done a walkthrough of this Dreamy Moons tarot, and this is the kind of a dark version of it. So again, this is another Rider-Waite Smith style deck. It's beautiful embossed, and the colours are beautiful and bright. So there is a light worker. It's called the Light Worker Dreamy Moons, and it's basically like where this is black, that's white version of it, but it was really, really difficult to get. It's Sarah from Tarot by Peachy, so check out her store. Google Tarot by Peachy. It was her that I got these from, and she wasn't able to get it in for ages, but she managed to get them in, and I jumped straight on it before it goes out of stock again. So the guidebooks are beautiful as well. But yeah, these are the backs, and then I think the images are the same. It's just it's a white background instead of a black background, and it's the same gold edging. So yeah, those are the two Dreamy Moons decks. So I've had that one for maybe a year or so, and I just managed to get my hands on this one. So yeah, that was, I think, genuinely everything I had to show you. Oh no, it's not actually. Oh, one more thing to show you, and then that is me. We'll move on to the spread. Ari Wisner, his new Oracle deck. I was reading cards at a market at the weekend. You probably have seen from my posts. But I took this and used this at the market just as like a wee thing for people to pull a card from if I felt like they needed like a wee uplifting message or a wee clarifier or something. But it was quite good, so it was. I think people quite liked it. And it's beautiful like soft matte. What would I liken it to? Everyday enchantment, you know, like the Titan books card decks, like it's that kind of card stock. But yeah, beautiful artwork. The messages are really nice, and it is very kind of uplifting, very positive. I don't think I'd be able to use it just like on its own to kind of to read for someone, because that, to me, there needs to be positive and negative. But as like a kind of a clarifier, or just as a kind of a like pick a card to sum up the reading type thing, it's really, really good. So yeah, now that's everything. That was everything that I had to share with you, that I have acquired. I've not even been drinking my tea. I've got a cup of tea and I've got a can of Iron Brew, and yeah, I've let it go cold as usual. Sorry, I'm just trying to. I need to know. Kristen says I need to know Lenormand because my husband lost his house and car keys, and we have no clue where. Somebody told Nerys told me that horary astrology is really good for that, for finding lost things. Shall I post a store link so you can take a look? Yeah, sure, absolutely, Marita. Take a cheap playing card deck and write your keywords on it. It works well for learning. Oh, for Lenormand. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think German Kipper deck is similar to Lenormand. Apox, I'm not 100% sure because I don't read with Kipper. Kipper's the one thing that I've not, it's one kind of a pool that I've not dipped my foot into yet, but no doubt I'll try it at some point. Lisa showed how to pick a few keywords for each card, says Donna. Like a coated crystal, maybe aura quartz. Oh, do you mean the pyramid? This is totally clear. If that's what you were talking about, it's not. Hang on, I'll find it. I'll find what it was called. I'll look at the invoice. Talk amongst yourselves. Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Oh, there we go. Just waiting for it to open up. Make sure it won't tell you. It won't tell me now. After all this. Oh, for goodness sake. I just want to look at it. There we go. Right. Lemurian pyramid. That was it. I know it started with an L. Kipper, Sibylla, and Lenormand are each kind of their own thing. Yeah. But you're right in that they're all petits jeux, so they're all kind of similar. They have similarities. Have a baby crystal skull too, says Karen. Love African themed decks, says Marita. I'm looking for a tarot by an African creator. I would highly recommend the Afro Goddess Tarot by Andrea Furtick. So this is the indie version of it. But then there's the mass market. Where is my mass market? There it is there. So I'll show you some cards for the mass market. You've probably seen me with this before. For a mass market deck, by the way, the quality of this is beautiful. Let me just say, beautiful, kind of a soft matte cardstock in the front. The back is the same, but it has the gold embossed kind of a map of the world. Brush, matte gold edging, and then the fronts are almost like they almost have like a metallic effect to it, but it's really nice. And as you can see, they're borderless, and a size comparison, they're small. So that's it in comparison to so same width but shorter than a standard tarot size. Ironically, and I think I talked about this before, she's done a Lenormand as well, the Afro Goddess Lenormand Oracle. So this was out indie. I don't have the indie version. It was out indie and it was just called the Afro Goddess Oracle. It came out mass market quite recently and it was renamed the Lenormand Oracle because it is a Lenormand. But look at the size of the Lenormand compared to the tarot. Like, this is the Lenormand and this is the tarot. Like, it's like the wrong way around. The tarot should be bigger and the Lenormand should be smaller. But should be. Who am I to say what things should be? But you know what I mean? Like, so because one of the main things that we do in Lenormand is a grand tableau where you lay out all 36 cards, but it's kind of difficult to do because like these fuckers are tarot size, or are they bigger than tarot size? Yeah, bigger than tarot size. So yeah, that's the Lenormand. I'm still glad I've got it, and I can definitely use it for like 9 card boxes, but I don't think I'm going to be using it to read grand tableaus, to be honest. I don't think there's enough space on my table. But that's a deck I would recommend. I know you said African creator. I know that Andrea Furtick is a woman of colour. She's beautiful. I don't know if she is, she was African, given that she made the Afro Goddess. Potentially, but I don't know what her, I don't want to make assumptions about what her heritage is. But I would definitely recommend that as a deck to have and to get. The art, I never really showed you many of the cards, did I? But the artwork is stunning too. It's quite unique. Hopefully my reversals aren't offending your eyes. So yeah, anyway, that was me getting distracted. Apologies. I tend to shy away from decks where the people have no faces. Oh, what deck did I show where people didn't have faces? Was it this one? If it's this one, then they do have faces. I don't know if you can see that. I suppose not the easiest to see, but they do have them. If it was the African one, I've already put that away. I'm not going to try and get that out again. But yeah, if it was that, I can't remember whether that they had faces drawn on. I like the backs; they're colourful for the African one. Yeah. The Tazama African Tarot is by a Kenyan artist. Nice. Amazing Donna. Looking at the images, it looks great. I love the look of Tongues of the Mother, but it's out of print, says Mumintaro. Donna used Sabella to find something that Jan misplaced. I think it freaked him out a little. I want to give Kipper another go again. I want to get Stephen Bright's Rainbow Kipper and give it a go. That's freaky. I'm sceptical, but it would be nice since we have to replace the locks now. Used a pendulum to locate stuff. So the Lenormand store, shopping strategy lately, scour indie decks for discounts and minor flaws. It's a treasure hunt of sorts, says Karen. Yeah, the sizes are backwards. Yeah, I know, right? Good luck making grand tableau spreads with the size of. Yeah, I know. Looks lovely. I love small decks too. See, I'm not usually a fan of small decks, but I love that one, and I've used that. I've used that to read for other people at markets and stuff, and they've really enjoyed it. The African one, right? Okay. For the say that didn't have faces. They didn't have faces. Yeah, I'm not sure. Watercolor art is gorgeous, says Karen. Makes me want the larger size, but I got it at a steal, so no complaints. Okay. We are, what time are we on? It's only 10 past 10. I've got a Lunasa. I need to clear away some of this stuff actually because I'm surrounded and it's going to stress me out if I don't clean up. Right. So that can go back over there. Oh. Put these away. This is what happens when you get talking. You just grab this deck and that deck, and oh, here, I'll show you that. And before you know it, like you're surrounded. So I've what was that? That was there. And I might put you on top of it there. Go nicely for now. And I think I'll pop these just back in here just now so that I can keep all of my tabby stuff together. So I'm probably going to do Jelly. Jelly, how you doing? Don't worry, as much as you're late, I'm just about to start doing the spread, so you're just in time for the spread if you wanted to join in. But I've been talking about the Tabby conference and showing all the goodies that I've acquired lately, so if you fancy seeing all of that, then watch it back. I think I might use Andrea's deck to pull my cards with. You're not going in there. See, this is what I mean. I'm now unable to replicate my amazing packing skills from a couple of weekends ago. I can't seem to fit everything in. Hang on. Take you out, put you in first. The spiller. And then you. And then you guys can just go on top. Right. We're getting there, folks. We're almost clear. Or as clear as my desk is ever going to be. See, put these up there. The African tile. I'll pop you. Oh, where do you want to go? I'll maybe pop you there actually, and I've got a shelf here for like my decks that I use all the time, and that I grab decks from when I'm going to markets. So, fun. As can you. Right. We're cooking with gas. I'm going to have to zoom this out. So, yeah, Lunasa Tarot spread. So, Lunasa is the first harvest. Done a wee bit of research on it because, you know, I'm not really a Sabbats kind of guy. I don't really follow any like set paths. I kind of just do my own stuff. So I've been looking it up, and so Lunasa, the first harvest, it's kind of when you look at what you've been working on, you know, the kind of stuff that you've been cultivating since spring, since the since the return of the light type thing, and you decide what you're harvesting and what you're leaving and what needs more time and all that kind of a thing. So that's essentially what the spread is. Hang on, I need to make sure there's no extra cards in this, because you all know me and extra cards. Yeah. There's the mirror and the mirror and the Stair of Lost Steps. Beautiful cards, but I'm going to not confuse myself and try and read with them for now. Okay, now this deck's in order, so I'm going to have to shuffle it properly. So yeah, the first harvest, and it's when we kind of a look at what we've been doing and just assess. We harvest and we assess things. We decide what we're harvesting and what we're not, and what we're doing with things. And just a kind of a bit of a just look at the path that we're on and make sure everything's still aligned, that type of thing. We've got people popping in and joining us. How lovely. So Jelly's popped in, and I've seen Chris as well. Karen says my Gilded Tarot is about to fall apart. I hate replacing because it's so well seasoned. Is that the Ciro Marchetti one? There's Chris there. He says, "Good day, Chris. Good day. Hello, chat. Just fell asleep again and woke up and rushed there. Rushed here. Well, we're just about to start pulling cards, Chris, if you want to join in. If you are joining in, let me know what deck you're using. No takers yet, says Kristen. No one's taking any of the kittens yet. Oh, I'm going to use the Tarot of the Golden Wheel, says Marita. Debbie says, Jelly, anything for you about becoming a mod? Grab the closest deck I had, Pam's Vintage. Oh, very nice. Kristen's using my career. Luna's using whatever that was. Oh, goodness sake. Jelly is using the Naked Heart Tarot. Vintage RWS below Scarabeo for Apox. Sorsha's here. Hello, Chris and everyone. Sorsha and Long Dog Rose here, and Campervan and Wiltshire using the Zoni deck. Very nice. And whoops. Debbie's here using the Daydream Tarot. Hi, Debbie. Cheryl's here. Hi, Cheryl. How are you doing? Are you pulling cards with us? If so, let me know what deck you're using. Chris is using the Elemental Tarot by Caroline Smith and John Astrop. Very nice. You, stop barking. Stop your barking. As Chris says, don't make me come in there. Look, I know, right? Like, it's barking at nothing. Right. I need to stop trying to multitask because I can't and get these cards properly shuffled. So, bear with. Cheryl's joining us. She's pulling with us and she's using Dark Mansion tonight. Very nice. Very nice. Do you sell the Dark Mansion Tarot, Cheryl? You probably, it's indie only, isn't it? Although you do sell them, right? Did you sell out on those Michael Auger decks, Cheryl? In the end, I didn't get one. I decided to resist because I had just given myself a talking to about like buying too many decks, and now everyone who's been here for the past hour knows why. Dark Mansion doesn't wholesale. Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, it was a stunning deck, and I might be tempted to come back and get one, if, you know, at some point. Right, that is well more than 7 ripples, so hopefully they should all be well shuffled. Okay, so this is going to be a 4-card spread. The first card, I made this up, by the way. I looked up some information and kind of I made up a spread. So Alcento, that's the one. So this could go really well, or it might not. You see the order? Okay, so the first card, so I talked about how Lunasat is about looking at what you've been up to, looking at the seeds that you've planted, you've been sowing, the stuff you've been putting the energy into, and that you've been cultivating since kind of a springtime. This is where we kind of take a look and we decide, what we're going to do with it. So first is, what are we going to harvest? What is ready to be harvested? And I've got the Emperor. So let me hold that up and let you see it. The Emperor. So, number one, what is ready to harvest? So, I see the Emperor as, he's obviously the kind of this is unreal, man. Proper I'm actually going to turn my camera off and go tell her for a second. Right. She's been told off. The Emperor. So I find it quite helpful to think about the Empress and the Emperor together, because to me they act as a pair. The Empress creates and the Emperor brings order to the things that the Empress is creating. So the Empress is like the great mother, if you want to put it that way. She's creating things, and that's not all that kind of a birth thing. It's it's about creativity. It's about creating things with your hands and bringing ideas to fruition. But the Empress creates and creates and creates. She's very nurturing and kind of just outputs lots of stuff. The Emperor is the energy that comes in and brings order to that. It gives things purpose. It kind of weeds out things that maybe don't suit or don't have that don't fit. The Emperor is the kind of energy, the kind of ego energy that gives names, that defines things. So that's to me what the Emperor is. It's like bringing order to the chaos, if you want to think about it that way. Now, it sounds like I'm being really sexist and saying, oh, women just create things and then men just tell everybody what to do. We've all got, well, for one thing, it's not just all about male and female, gender's a spectrum and all that, but we've all got those, I won't say masculine and feminine, but we've all got those kind of active and passive, or creative and, what would you call the Emperor? Like the kind of if the Empress is a creative energy, then the Emperor is a kind of structure, the kind of a structural energy, if you want to put it that way. We all have that within us, and we all have the ability to do both. Anyway, my point that I'm taking ages to come to. What is ready to harvest? So to me, it's bringing order out of the chaos. So I suppose so far this year, and maybe even before that, I've been finding my feet with a lot of things. I've had lots of ideas, lots of kind of inspiration and creativity's been sparking. And it feels like now is the time to actually bring order to things. Now is the time to look at that stuff and think, right, what is serving me? What is serving a purpose? What is good? And let's kind of bring all, let's get the most out of that by kind of ordering it. And yeah, I'm struggling with words, but hopefully you get what I'm putting out. You get the gist of what I'm saying. Deep breaths. So let me just find where we started. Oh, there we go. So, Debbie, you've got the 9 of Wands. Debbie, that's like having a 9 there is quite nice, because it's like you're very much in your prime. You're seated in your place of power, but it's like you're coming to a natural kind of a natural end of things. You're coming to the end of something. You also see the 9 of Wands is kind of you've built this fence, you've built this defense, and now it's just time to kind of protect that, and I suppose enjoy the protection that offers, maybe. Jelly's got the High Priestess. Doesn't surprise me, Jelly. I always think that, I think it's in the Zany Tarot, the High Priestess always reminds me of you, Jelly. Sorcerer's got the Nine of Swords. Oh, okay. So, I mean, we're talking about harvesting, and you've got 9 swords. So swords are very cutting, and they cut things out. And I don't know the deck that you're. I know you told us it's like the Elemental Tarot or something like that. No, wait. Was that you? That was Chris. Sorcerer, you were using something else, weren't you? I can't find it now. Anyway, I didn't recognise the deck you were using. I don't know if it's a Marseille or like an illustrated deck, but I know that in the Marseille, your 9 swords is kind of a there's like a layer of protection, and then you've got the 9th sword coming and almost cutting through that. So it might be like a kind of a coming out your comfort zone type thing. Excuse me. Donna's got the upright Page of Wands, so ready to harvest renewed energy, passion, and inspiration. 10 of Cups for Cheryl. So that emotional safe space. Just ready to harvest your happy place, I guess, which I know how much you work for that and how hard you fight for that, Cheryl. The Queen of Wands, directed passion and sovereignty, perhaps my ability to inspire others and their passions. The One of Earth, it's a seed taking root. Cool, very nice. That's nice for a kind of a harvest card. I grabbed the mini tarot deck Marseille of the New Incarnation, Gauntlet of Force or Strength for card 1. So self-confidence for you. You're ready to, so that part of yourself that you maybe kind of shun, or you maybe don't necessarily always show to the world, it's time to let that out and show everyone how confident you are. 10 of Swords, I'm a real bag holder. Says Apox, harvest the 9 of Cups, so it's the Wish card, isn't it? And then the Zony is a pit deck. Okay, so it's pit. Okay. Cool. All right, so that's the first one. So the first one is what are we harvesting? Sometimes when we look at the stuff that we've been doing, there's some of the stuff that we need to cut away. And it's kind of like talking about that Emperor energy, isn't it? Like some stuff we harvest, some stuff we think, right, okay, that's no good, that's not really going anywhere, and we kind of cut it out. So what are we cutting out? What are we cutting away? What are we not continuing with? Oh, I've got the Queen of Wands. So maybe I need to stop being such a drama queen. So living on the road has been tough but amazing. Moving up into a bigger project vehicle, an ambulance, that might be what the 9 of Swords may be about for me. Yeah, definitely. Could be. I think my first card says that I need a holiday or to sunbake like a seedling, says Chris. Jelly, for your second card, you've got the 3 of Swords. So what needs to be cut away? So you're giving yourself a hard time, I think, Jelly. You're overthinking things and you're almost hurting your own feelings. It's like your mind is attacking your heart, and probably your mind is attacking your emotions, and the other way about. It's like a vicious cycle. Overthinking things and giving yourself a hard time. We're all our own worst critics, and sure, it helps us and it makes us grow, it makes us better, but there comes a point where you do need to draw a line and say, right, that's enough is enough. I'm being nastier to myself than I would ever be to anyone else, and I think you're maybe reaching that point, Jelly. That's what I would take from that 3 of Swords. You need to be a wee bit gentler and just a wee bit more compassionate with yourself. Death, okay, so the death is a card of major change, things coming to an end, the full stop at the end of the sentence, so the end of one thing and the start of another. So it's kind of almost just repeating the question back at us, isn't it? So yeah, how would you interpret that, Chris? So if you get your Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Coins for what you're harvesting. So you're harvesting the Pentacle. It's almost like you're harvesting something very physical. Maybe you're growing, I don't know, what like food-wise, are you kind of trying to do some work to grow your own food or something like that? And then like death is what you're cutting away. Death is what you're putting to one side. I don't know. It could be very literal for you. I'm not sure. The Five of Pentacles for Cheryl. The Five of Pentacles is your second card, so that's what you're cutting out. So the Five of Pentacles, on the face of it, it looks like a card of like hardship and going through tough times. But when you look at usually in the setting, we see someone who is, going by like a church or they're walking by. There's some kind of a form of assistance there, but they're choosing to walk by it. To me, the Five of Pentacles usually indicates someone who is very proud and very independent and like wants to do things on their own merit, and for that reason struggles to ask for help. So maybe it's an end to that. Maybe it's like basically saying to yourself, look, I deserve help. There's nothing wrong with reaching out for some help every now and then when I feel like I need it. I deserve it, and it's not a negative thing to do so. So I'm going to stop walking by, and maybe every now and then I'm actually going to stop and seek some help. I don't know. The Fool, the beginning in this life, it's been a learning curve. Yeah, just watch out for so the Fool is kind of it's a great card for new beginnings and stuff like that, but as a kind of a thing to watch out, an energy to maybe think about cutting out. I suppose like the Fool is great, like that spontaneity and that kind of a just like that spontaneous energy is brilliant and it's good fun and everything, but it's not very reliable, neither it is. And sometimes it can land you. I mean, if you're to go about with the mindset of the Fool 24/7, you would end up ship creek without you would end up ship creek without a paddle. There comes a time when sure we need to be like childish and we need to not give two shits about what society thinks, and we need to just do it our own way, and we need to be spontaneous and just take that leap of faith. But equally, there's sometimes when we also need to, learn, think about what's happened, learn from previous mistakes and be, think things through, have a logical plan in place. So maybe this is a time where you need to not be as spontaneous, and you need to think about having a serious plan in place. Knight of Cups, Apox. There's something that pops into my mind when I see that as what to cut out, but it's not very polite if I see it. So I'm trying to think of like a more diplomatic way to put it. I mean, I suppose the Knight of Cups is the Knights are the active energy, and the Cups is the suit of connections with other people and emotions and relationships, platonic and romantic and everything else in between. So when you think about being active in that zone, you can kind of get an idea of what the Knight of Cups is all about. It's all about connecting with other people and all that kind of a thing. So, but the thing is, the Knight of Cups can be a bit of a people pleaser. because he is such a kind of a down to earth and likable and approachable and just everybody's friend, he can be people pleasing. So maybe it's about, you know, knowing when to cut that out. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Jilly says, me overthinking? Nah, giving myself a hard time, never. Donna's got the Ace of Wands reverse, so cutting away those missed opportunities. Or maybe it's just about not giving yourself a hard time, you know, not dwelling on the missed opportunities. Nine of Battens says Moomin Tarot. So Debbie got the Nine of Wands for her first card. You've got it for your second card, so maybe not being so defensive. The Eight of Swords, no more trapping myself in by self-defeating self-talk. And you get the two nines. Oh, okay. Nine of Wands and then the Nine of Swords. So if the Nine of Wands is the thing that you need to harvest and the Nine of Swords is the thing that you need to cut out. So two nines, right? So that's quite consistent, but then it's like you're wanting to harvest the passion and the inspiration and the fiery energy, you know, and you're wanting to cut out the swords bit. So, you know, it might be that you've got ideas and you're kind of passionate about stuff and lots of energy to do stuff, but your head, your brain is stopping you. You kind of maybe tell yourself, nah, that I'm not good enough for that. I wouldn't be very good at that, or whatever it might be. So it's about kind of just letting yourself go for stuff. Let yourself make mistakes. What was the expression that I heard recently? Like, it's in it's in our failures that we learn the most. Or something like that. Where we fail, we learn most. We learn more from our you know, our failures than we do from our successes. Something like you can see the point I'm making. Either speaking to the journey ahead, returning to uni, allowing past cycles to close out, focusing on the work my soul is here to do. I'm dramatic though. You with the nines, that's good though. The cycle is ending. Cutting away death, yeah. I'll try I Ching next time. Could the Knight of Cups also be a bit of a drama queen, cutting out the drama? I suppose it's he's got that kind of a fiery energy of the cups, along with the watery energy. No, sorry, the fiery energy of the knights, along with the watery energy of the cups. So he's kind of like a reverse Queen of Wands in that way. So definitely there's a bit of drama in there. Think of the Knight of Cups as being quite the romantic. Yep, same. Okay, so we've got stuff that we need to, you know, harvest and wield and do something with. We've got stuff that we need to, you know, draw a line under. We need to cut out. We need to say, right, you know, that's run its course, no more. There'll be some things that's kind of a not quite, doesn't quite fall into either camp. Maybe some seeds that just need to harvest, that need to cultivate a wee bit longer, you know, that could still come to something, but we're not quite ready to harvest it yet. So that's what the third one is. What do we need to give a wee bit more time to? So I'm going to go with this. I've got the Knight of Swords, all about the people cards today. The Knight of Swords, so very intellectual energy. But sorry, I'll put the prompt in. So what do we need to give more time for? To me, I think that's talking about learning my craft. It's about not trying to portray myself as like like the Queen of Wands, not trying to be like the one that stands out. Like kind of I just check myself and remember that I'm still learning some things, and like continue on my journey of learning. Learning by doing, because it's a nights are active, so I'm still kind of doing the stuff, but it's just don't try and hold yourself out to be the be all and end all. You're absolutely not that. You're still kind of a learning, continue to build your build your skills, that type of thing. Yeah, that's how I'm looking at that. We've got like the Emperor facing out at us. We've got the Queen who's kind of a facing towards the right. And then we've got the Knight of Swords who's facing left. So it's because this is the thing we're cultivating, and it looks straight out at us. And then you've got like the thing that we're just cutting out facing to the right, and then so facing to the right into the future, some would say. And then the Knight of Swords, the thing that we're kind of just leaving a bit longer, is looking back. So he's looking into the past. So kind of just rehashes that idea of continuing to build your knowledge, build your skills. Just keep learning, and don't try and pretend that you know all. Not quite yet, anyway. Cheryl's got the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is like the card of the house, isn't it? Like the home, that safe space, but it's also like stability of your wands, your passions. So the things that you're passionate about, the things that give us purpose. The four is like when that stabilizes. I don't know, that you know better than me what this might be referring to, Cheryl, but whatever it is, it feels like, I had it and then it went away, what I was trying to say. It's like you're trying to build something. It's like you're trying to build something, and it might feel like you're coming to the point where you can step back and say, right, look at it. Isn't it glorious? That's me done. It might feel like you're getting to that stage, but it's like there's still some finishing touches. There's still some work to be done there. That's kind of how that hits me. I don't know what you guys think. The Seven of you've got all wands. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. It's over, Anakin. I've got the high ground. The Eight of Wands for Apox. And the Ace of Swords. So more time to ideas. I like that. I have lots of them. Maybe it's really going with them or one. The Four of Wands, the Four of Pentacles for Jilly, creating some income and savings. Yeah, that's saving up, isn't it? That financial stability. Also got the Nine of Swords, so our third Nine of Swords of the night. Oh no, actually, it was two Nine of Wands and two Nine of Swords we've had, that I've noticed anyway. Cavalier de Paix. Oh no, Cavalier is the Knight, so it's the Knight. That's why you're saying also. So you get the same as me, the Knight. I also see the Ace of Swords as the killing of the old king. King/Queen is dead, long live the king or queen. Harvest, the Nine of Cups, cut, death. Oh, sorry, so you've got cut, death, Marita. Sorry, I thought you were commenting on Chris's card when you said that before. and you have to give more time to the King of Cups. Very nice. Four of Air, more rest. Yeah, I think so. That's how I would interpret that. Maybe not physical. It's maybe talking about some stuff that you're going through just now, Chris. Some changes to your life, and just kind of letting yourself recuperate from all of that. That might be what that could be referring to. Just more time to come to terms with all the changes in your life, I guess. Six of Swords, moving on, leaving past mistakes or bad experiences behind me. Yeah, so Six of Swords takes us from that kind of that difficult psychological space to the calmer waters, doesn't it? So I suppose just giving yourself the time that you need to find that mental stability. It doesn't have to be a quick thing. It can be a kind of an ongoing journey that you're on to find that calm headspace. Ace of Swords for Donna. So you've got 2 9s and then we're down to an ace. So I think somebody else got that. Saoirse. And I agree with what Saoirse says. It feels like it's like kind of like more time to let your thoughts, your ideas, more time to let them roam about in your head before you try and make something of it. More brainstorming. If you think of the year that I've had, the cards make complete sense. Yeah. Need to give more time to figuring out what's worth expending the energy and what isn't, says Donna. The Knight, yeah. Remember a while ago, Chris, I did a reading where it seemed to say my energy was blocked. Looks like it's starting to open up again. Yeah, I do. I remember. I think like lots of reverse cards, like we've kind of had that blocked feeling for a while, haven't we? But it's nice that it's starting to feel like it's opening up, isn't it? And we've got one more card. So the last card, because we're kind of that midway point between the longest day and the next it's not equinox and solstice. So we're noticing that like the nights are getting darker, that the light's starting to creep away slowly but surely. So we're moving towards that place where we just want to kind of be cozy, and so I suppose the last card is a bit of a wild card, I guess, but it's just with the waning of the sun. What can we do to prepare for for the time that we're moving towards now? Now that the sun's kind of disappearing, and we've got shorter days, and we're starting to get into that kind of a just hunker down mindset. What how do we prepare ourselves? How do we prepare ourselves? That's what I'm going to call it. Well, I've got the star. So how do we prepare ourselves now? The days are getting shorter. And I'm going to say that it's a wild card. So the star for me, again, I was talking about how I read the Emperor in tandem with the Empress. For me, the star I read in tandem with the Tower. The star is the response to the Tower. It's the healing that comes after the Tower. Tower being, the when the shit hits the fan, essentially. It's the towers that we build up, it's when they eventually get cut down, and when the rug gets pulled out from underneath us, can be a tough time. And the star is the healing from that is that hope, that inspiration. Sometimes it's help. It's like a helping hand. It's help from someone else, from an outside source. So a lot of it can be about guidance as well. When you think of like how astrology, we read the stars, we read them for guidance. So guidance from an outside source and healing, and just kind of a healing after a difficult time. So, I mean, I think my year's been pretty good so far. I wouldn't say there's been a particular tower moment per se, but it's definitely been very, very intense. It's been I've loved it. It's been a great year, but it's been intense and definitely needing some of that star healing, that star energy, just that kind of a return to calm, I guess. So maybe that's what I can do for myself going into the darker part of the year, as just, finding that calm place, finding that kind of a place of just just chill. The chill zone, find my chill zone. What have you guys got? Four of Swords. Sounds like you need to find your chill zone too, Cheryl. And the Queen of Wands. So you're the opposite. You're like, I was going to say, like, it's almost like a hello world, here I am type moment. You know what I mean? Could not ask for better cards. This resonates so much. I'm glad that it does. But it sounds that as you're coming to the second part of the year, Debbie, it's going to be all about you. The Queen of Wands was what I needed to cut out. I needed to stop being, the center of attention in the drama queen. I don't think I'm much of a center of attention type guy. He says whilst being on a YouTube live, but that's what I needed to stop. Whereas that's what you're going to build for this second part of the year. I don't know. Maybe you should come on and do one of these lives with me, Debbie. Maybe that's what that's saying. How good would that be? Would we not all just love if Debbie came on and joined me and pulled cards with me? I bet you didn't think I was going to say that when you pulled that card. Six of Pentacles for Jilly, harvesting out, garden freezing, and putting up what we can and sharing the rest. That sounds lovely. The Emperor for Moomin Tarot. So quite similar to, I think, how I would have read my Emperor as my starting card. It's all about bringing order to maybe the things that you've been creating, bringing order to the, like, chaos, for want of a different word. Chaos, but not bad chaos. Chaos like creativity and good chaos. Harvest the Nine of Cups, cut death, more time to the King of Cups, and then prepare for darkness. I got the Fool card, and this deck is jumping into the air, reaching up towards the sun. So I suppose it's similar to, so yours is similar to Debbie's Queen of Wands, I would say, and that, like, the Fool is like the here I am. It's like the spontaneous, taking the leap of faith, just jumping, going for it. And the way that the Queen of Wands is kind of like the very self-assured, very here I am, like sitting in my power type thing. Chris, what did you get? You got the Eight of Fire, Victory, Chariot. Okay, Eight of Fire / Victory, Chariot. So Victory is the Chariot card. So you've basically had the Eight of Wands or the Eight of Fire and the Chariot card fall out together. I'm excited to see this reading play out. Start, stop, rest, go. Yeah, pretty much. I like that. That's a really good name for this spread. Start, stop, rest, go. That's brilliant. I love that. This is the start, stop, rest, go spread. That's what we're going to call it. It's not the Lunasa. Well, we can call it the Lunasa. Start, stop, rest, go spread. The 7 of Batons for Sorsha. Use my hard-won experience creatively. Build that wagon. Love it. The 9 of Pentacles for Donna. Hunker down in my happy place. Yeah, see all of that kind of hard work that you've put into healing and to getting to where you are now so far, Donna. You're going to enjoy every single facet of that now. You're going to enjoy that and know that you've worked hard for it. That's what you're going to do for the rest of the year. King of Wands for Kristen. Take the bull by the horns, stay active and embrace my leadership qualities. The Queen to the King, great progression, Kristen. Yeah, do it. Jilly's saying do it to Debbie. We'll see what Debbie says. I won't even post the last card, says Apox. Oh no, why not? Go on, you're among friends. Tell us what your last card was. Debbie's just doing a smiley face. She's not saying yes or no. Simon's here. Hi, Simon. Just gotten home from RHS. This deck looks interesting. This is Andrea Asti's deck, Simon. I'm not sure if you've got it. I know you interviewed Andrea, but then is it the Tarot of Light and Shadow, or oh gosh, what's his other deck called? Maybe the other one that you've got. But yeah, this is Andrea's deck, and he's got Lenormand too. Bottom of the deck card for me is the Queen of Pentacles. There she is again, says Jelly. My reading was spot on. Harvest confidence, cut out being defensive, build knowledge, and bring order to the chaos. Some good advice right there, says Momentaro. Definitely. It says, of course it is. How's your summer going? Oh, Rocky Horror Show. Amazing. Did you enjoy it? I absolutely love the Rocky Horror Show. Love it. Did you get up and dance to the time warp? I imagine you would have. I can't imagine you going to the Rocky Horror Show and not dancing to the time warp. Bottom of the deck is the 6 of Wands for Donna. He sent it to me, but I've not had the chance to use it yet. Yeah, it's a cool deck. What's the bottom of my deck? I've kind of had my cards spread out and I've been picking at random places, but the bottom of my deck, it's death. So big changes, things coming to an end and new things beginning for me. And then you may or may not know, I like to add up my cards as well. So the Queens are 13, the Knights are 12. So we've got 4 plus 13 is 17. Plus 12 is 29. Plus Star is 17. So 17 plus 29 is 46. 46. And then 4 and 6 is 10. So we've got a kind of a Wheel of Fortune, and then back you can reduce it again to the Emperor, to the Magician. But so Wheel of Fortune for me. So what I would say, and to me, the kind of adding the cards up just gives a bit of an overall theme, an overall message, what all of the cards are generally saying. And the Wheel of Fortune for me, the underlying message is control the controllables. The Wheel of Fortune tells us about the things in life that, we really don't have much control over. So when I was talking, the Wheel of Fortune is like it talks about the chaos, chaotic nature of life. When I was talking about the Emperor, I talked about bringing order to the chaos. And like all things in life, there are certain things that we have control over and certain things that we can sway. And there's certain things that we can't, that we just don't have any control over. And when we try and control them, we just waste time and energy. And the key, in my experience, the true successful people in life are people that can tell the difference and that know where to expend their energy. And that is the key. And that is the kind of overall theme here for me. It's about, sure, bringing order out of that chaos, but also knowing the things to kind of leave as they are. Directing my energy, I suppose. So Marita, bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. So same as my edition. Let's do the time warp again, says Chris. We danced, but guess what? The show was brought to a close right in the... The show was brought to a close right in the middle OG time warp. The middle of time warp? Of... It was brought to a close right in the middle of time warp. As in they did it again at the end, and then they closed right in the middle of it. Is that what you mean? Surely they did, because time warp's right at the start, more or less. So surely they didn't stop it. Why? Oh, they blew an amp. So did they sort it and then start again? Yeah, it's criminal. Card 17 is the star. It's the star card. Lucky we only had to wait about 20 minutes and then they started over. Okay, I see. Jason Donovan was really good as Frank. That's good. Me too, Saoirse. I played Frank for 2 years in the late 80s. But bottom of the deck was the Six of Cups. Well, Simon, I'd love to see a photo. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. So you get 3 nines tonight, yeah. Yeah. So what does 9 mean to you? Just the number 9, Debbie? Is that the number that means that you need to come on one of Chris's lives? Yeah. Yeah, me too. Me too. That's how I interpret the 9s too. Is that how everybody interprets the 9s? Yeah. That's like old school astrology, I think. Astrology, numerology. Yeah, 17 is the star card. Chris is adding it all up, 33 overall, moving into a harmony and mastery season, breaks down to 6, which speaks duality and integration for me. Yeah, the 6, I see the 6 as like the Lover's card, which, if you think about 3, 4, then 5, then 6, right? So think about it as the Fool's Journey. So in the Fool's Journey, it comes up against the Empress, which is like the mother card, and the Emperor, which is like the father card. So the parents. So what their parents do, they teach us the rules. They kind of, the Empress nurtures us and brings us up and encourages us. The Emperor teaches us the rules and tells us what we're allowed to do, what we're not allowed to do. Then the Hierophant is like our teachers, they kind of disseminate all of the knowledge to us, but they also teach us what society expects from us, So all of that expectation is put on us from the 3, 4, and 5. And then in the 6, the Fool is like approaching puberty, starting to get these feelings. He comes across like, and that, if you think about the Marseille lovers, it's like the guy and the 2 women. So he's like, all of a sudden, he's like, there's a sexy lady. And he needs to choose between, I always see the older woman is representing the last three cards, so it's kind of like the mother, or like, you know, the sensible option maybe. And then you've got like the kind of the sexy lady who represents the fool following his desires. So the Lovers is about choice, but it's about choosing between, you know, what's expected and your responsibilities and your desires, going with your heart. So given that the Lovers is your overall, your overall message, you'll probably find that you're at a time where, and like this kind of a Lunasa season, it's going to be about you learning to, you know, follow your desires and not just do what you feel is expected of you or what you feel obligated to do. So yeah, that's how I would look at the Fool. Sorry, the Lovers, or the, you know, the number 6. Debbie's saying that's what 9s mean. Yep. As Debbie, I await your email or your instant message. Got to go now, says Kristen. Have a nice night, everyone. Are we doing the bottom card as well as the quintessential? Yeah, loads of people are doing the bottom card, Saoirse, so feel free to tell us what your bottom card is. And yeah, Chris, you're very welcome. Oh, I'm almost meaning to stretch. So that's about us, folks. We have just about come to the end, and we're just after 11, so make good time. Have I got anything else to share with you before I go? I should probably take a picture of these cards before I forget, so as I can put it up in the Facebook group. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I sneezed right as I was taking that picture there. It's not too bad. Oh, that's a point for anyone who's not in the Facebook group and wants to join. Let me stick a wee link in. You're more than welcome to come over and join us and share the cards that you've pulled. It would be lovely to have you. If I can find it. We want to share. We want to copy the link. So yeah, here's the link. Pop on over. Follow me on like Instagram and stuff, folks, and have a nosy at my link tree, because I tend to post on those like when I'm going live and when I've got events coming up. Like if you're local, if you're in like kind of a Scotland or Glasgow, and you want to come to one of the markets that I'm reading at and get a wee reading off me, then definitely like follow me on Insta and join the Facebook group and all that lovely stuff. And yeah, already took a pic. I think that's us, folks. I'm going to love yous and leave yous. Thanks so much for spending this time with me. I've had a great couple of hours. I hope that everybody has a fantastic weekend, and I will see you all later. Bye.